It's an art that's made on a computer. I pretty much exclusively use Photoshop, but people can do digital media. Could be motion graphics, it could be film, it could be music. It could be After Effects, it could be any number of things. So it can be shown on a monitor, it can be projected, you could do stills from it. I went to Rhode Island School of Design for my undergraduate, and then I also did an intensive program in visual arts at the North Carolina School of the Arts for high school. So I've been doing art school for a very long time. And yeah, U of H was in 2002, I believe, in the digital media program. And I knew they had a digital slant to the department, and I actually went in resisting it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because at Rhode Island School of Design, I was, and all my previous work was really hands-on. I cut up my negatives with an X-Acto knife and rubber cemented them to acetate, and was really into like printing and then collaging, and then so there's a lot of just tactile hand-on play. And so digital, I had a really preconceived notion of what that was like, and I was really resistant of that. I thought it was going to be too slick and too, just too commercial. And I just, as a part of the department, I ended up taking a Photoshop class, and it just figured out, oh, it had a light bulb. This is actually going to allow me to do all of these different things. I collect objects, so it's going to allow me to scan the objects and bring them into the collages. I work with music, and so it's going to allow me to just kind of play in sort of a musical way and collage things. And so it just, it was a lot more open than I had really originally thought. I scan fabric, I scan mints, that's what this is. I scan anything that's sort of visually interesting to me. So that's where digital media is great, is before you'd have to like glue it to a collage and be stuck with whatever size it was, and now you can scan it at 1200 DPI and have it be big. So that was really the enticing thing. Art House is a nonprofit exhibition space here in Austin, and we put on about 6 to 8 shows a year. We have an on-site curator, Elizabeth Dunbar. She's not specifically tied to one genre. We've done film. One of our first shows I worked on was a show called Reset Play that was about gaming. So all art inspired by gaming and multimedia, like actual like Nintendo. And so they show a lot of experimental art. What's interesting about digital is it doesn't have to be printed, so you can show it on monitors, and it's kind of limitless. I'm aware that the objects I'm bringing in have kind of innate meaning in the world, so I'm interested in what I'm pairing them with, but it's not necessarily a message about this paired with that. So, for instance, this, as I mentioned, is a Whataburger mint. I just loved the pattern on that, and so I thought this is going to be kind of an op art pattern collage. And I started looking, and what's behind it is like a David Hicks wallpaper that I found in a magazine. And then, nothing's sacred, nothing's, everything's ripe for scanning. And my scanner certainly isn't sacred. I've put, cherries and oozing flowers and all sorts of stuff on there. And so just have some Windex at hand and get going.